friends, Krista here. Thanks for stopping by Books and Jams. I am at the gardens. It is Friday and it's time for another weekend reading vlog. I am very excited about this weekend because I am hoping to have a Newbery focused weekend. So in the course of this weekend, I'm hoping to read at least 3 Newbery winner books. I know that's not one of our prompts for middle grade March, but it is one of my goals in life to read all of them. So I'm hoping to read 3 of them this weekend. I am turned sideways in my car because my little dude is now facing front and it's hard to not show his face and respect his parents' wishes, but he's here. Do you want to say hello?
Hello. Hello, I'm going to go to the beach.
You're going to the beach this weekend. Yeah, thanks for telling everybody. I am headed to the gardens for story time with the little dude. And I'm hoping, yeah, like I said, to read 3 Newbery books. So I would like to find 1 or 2 on audio. And then I want to read Free Water, which is the newest Newbery winner. So I'm not sure what I'll get to. Maybe I can get to more than 3, but I'm pausing everything else. I just finished an audiobook last night and I don't have anything in print going on. So it's the perfect time to pause and do a little Newbery spotlight for the weekend. So this weekend I will be filming a Newbery shelf spotlight. That will be a separate video from this, but I will show you my Newbery shelf as it is now. It's a little bit messy right now, and hopefully pick out some books with you later. I do only have to work half a day today, which is wonderful. Back in the old days, I used to work half day Fridays. What?
The clouds are starting to get gray.
The clouds are starting to get gray. You're right. It's a little bit of a cloudy day. Good noticing. But we need to get into story time. So I'm gonna pause right here and I will come back in a little while. And hopefully we'll walk around the gardens a little bit today. There are a lot of flowers out right now. I know in a lot of places where you live, there's still tons of snow on the ground, but it is gonna be 60 something here today. It's only in the 50s right now, but I am not wearing a coat. Happy St. Patrick's Day. For those of you who have any Irish in your blood, I've got my green nail polish and a green sweater and even some green on my earrings today. My little dude has a hat that lights up. It's really fun. We are enjoying the day. So happy Friday.
I like your earrings.
Thank you. That's very nice of you to say. All right, I'll talk to you later. We found a little place to finish our snack, but I can show you, there's his hat. It lights up. All these little things are lit up right now. He was a big hit at story time. I was just about to say that we found a quiet place to stop and finish our snack, and then a huge airplane was really low and just went over, and it was so loud. But yeah, we're sitting here listening to a little brook rippling next to us, but we also hear them working on the treehouse. There's like a treehouse in the kids area that's so cool, but it's being worked on and hopefully will be done in the next month or so that we can start using it again, or at least by summertime. But we're sitting in the treehouse. Yeah, we do love going in the treehouse. So we're finishing our snack in the little bamboo forest today with our little light up hats and just kind of enjoying some peace and quiet for a minute, huh? Hey friends, I am home from work. It is 1:50, which isn't quite as early as I was hopeful for, but still better than 5. And Jordan has a different friend going in to visit him for this afternoon, so I'm not going to see him until a little bit later. So I have a couple hours to do a little bit of reading and a little bit of cleaning. So that's my plan. But I wanted to show you my current state of the Newbery shelf. So I've already decided I'm going to read Free Water. This is this year's Newbery winner, 2023's winner. It's kind of a chunk, but typically middle grade goes faster. So I'm hopeful that in addition to this, I can listen to an audiobook or two or whatever. But I'm going to flip the camera around and show you because it's all the way up on the top and it'll just be easier for me to flip the camera. Okay, so all the way down here is the very beginning, 1922. And then it's kind of tilted right now. There are some on top that haven't yet been added in order. And we go all the way up until the last Quintista, which is the newest, but The Giver is not from 2021. It was When Will You Trap a Tiger? So things are a little bit out of whack right now. And I'm going to take a look at the shelf and see if I can pick 2 or 3 that jump out to me that I really want to try to read this weekend. Okay, I picked out quite a few, actually. We'll see which ones I can actually find on audio. But I would love to be able to knock out quite a few. So I did find a book of poetry, A Visit to William Blake's Inn, because I feel like it's just poems. And so that will be a really quick one. I also chose one that has short stories, and this is Tales from the Silverlands, South American Folk Tales. This was from 1925. I picked 2 just because they're little and I can fly through them. But I grabbed Miss Hickory by Carolyn Sherwin Bailey. This one was the winner in 1947. And then The Door in the Wall is from 1950. This is by Marguerite d'Angeli. So those ones are short. I'm going to see if I can find them on audio or read them in print. And then we have Crispin by Avi. I really want to read more from Avi. This one will be a quick read, and I'm pretty sure I can find this on audio. And then one more that I grabbed, I think is nonfiction, Invincible Louisa. This is the story of the author of Little Women, Louisa May Alcott, by Cornelia Meggs. So we'll see which of these I can find on audio. And then I'm going to read in print Free Water, because I don't think I can find that on audio, because it just won the Newbery in February. So even if I can find it on audio, I have a feeling the wait list is going to be long. So we'll see which of those I can read this weekend. Stay tuned. But for now, I'm going to put some soft pants on, put a couple things in the crock pot. I'm making potato soup, loaded potato soup. And the recipe is one that I got from Amanda, from the Curly Reader. She sent me the link to the recipe that she uses. So I'm going to put that in the crock pot and some chicken in the crock pot so that I can make some salads, prep some salads for the week coming up, and just have some cooked shredded chicken, because I love to have that on hand. And yeah, get some cleaning done and then some reading as well. So I'm going to first sit here a minute and see what I can find on audio, and then we'll get to getting. Here we go. All right, I already finished one. I did the book of poetry. I sat right down and read it right away. I have not taken my shoes off even yet. I just sat down in 15 minutes and knocked this out. It's cute. A very strong cadence to each of the poems. They had a very rhythmic feel to them. I don't know the poetry of William Blake. I'm not at all familiar to it, but this feels like a love story to William Blake's poems. I think the author, Nancy Willard, really loved his poetry. And I think I read in the epilogue or whatever at the back that she created a painting or a model, life-size model of this inn and all the characters that are in it. And there are animal characters. It kind of was fun poetry. It was fun to read. I ended up reading a few of them aloud to myself as I was reading, just because I feel like that's how it I don't know, it just felt like it should be read aloud. This also won a Caldecott honor. The pictures are just really fun and interesting to look at. There's a lot of detail in each of the illustrations. William Blake is in many of the poems, as well as a cat and a cow and a rabbit and a tiger and a rat. There's like these animals that keep showing up in the stories as well. I thought it was fun. It was a cute little book of poetry. And I already finished one for the weekend. Yay! I do have a spreadsheet. It's not at all updated, of all my Newbery books and the ones that I've read. And it was like the ones that I own. Now I own all of them. So I need to go through and update the ones that I've actually read and see what percentage I'm at and all that stuff. Because it is a goal to read all of them in my lifetime. Maybe by next year. We'll see. That might be asking for a little bit much, but I would like to know before the end of this weekend where I stand as far as my Newbery reads go. But I did finish one more, so yay. Now I'm going to get up and go do some cleaning / cooking.
That's quite a bit of gold right
Hello, friends. It is 10 o'clock at night on Friday, and I'm sitting down for my second little mug. It's only like not even half full of potato soup. I just wanted a couple more bites before bed. It's so good. It's so good. I'm going to put a link in the description to the website that Amanda sent me where she gets this recipe from. It's delicious. I didn't even add cheese and bacon to this one. It's just like the potato soup with the chicken broth. It's so good. And I'm going to watch a little show here for a few minutes. I did some sprints with some of my patrons tonight, and I finished reading Crispin, The Cross of Lead by Avi. It is a Newbery. I don't know what year it won the Newbery, but I really enjoyed it. Historical fiction set in 1300s, 1344, 1377, something like that. After the Black Plague. I need to read the historical note because it kind of puts a few things into perspective of where it happened in history. But basically we follow this little boy who at the beginning is only known as his mom's name, like Astrid's son or whatever his mom's name is. I don't think it was Astrid. Maybe it was. And he doesn't know his father. All his mom ever said was that his father died during the plague and never told him even his real name. But then his mom passes away and he overhears a conversation, and all of a sudden everyone in his town is after him and he doesn't know what's going on. And the priest was about to tell him, but then someone killed the priest. Stuff got serious real quick. So he had to kind of escape from his little village. He was super naive, never learned how to read and write. And he comes across this man named Bear in the woods, and Bear kind of forces him to be his servant for a little while. But Bear really doesn't want there to be servants. He wants to kind of rebel against the way things are at the time. And he and Bear form a little bond, and I really loved this book. I thought it was really good. I was captivated by the story. It was a quick read, and I loved Crispin's journey throughout the story. He does learn that his christened name was Crispin, and there's writing on this little cross, which is the only thing he has left from his mom, but he can't read it or write it. I mean, he can't read what it says. So, and I won't tell you because that's spoilery, but very good. I have read maybe one or two other books by Avi. He's a really good historical fiction writer for middle grade. I liked it. 2 thumbs up. But now I'm going to eat my potato soup and then go to bed. And 2 Newbery books done. First day of the weekend. So let's see how many I can do tomorrow. Good morning. Happy Saturday. It actually isn't morning anymore. It's 1 o'clock. Good afternoon. Happy Saturday. I have just sat here for a couple hours. I had a bowl of cereal because I thought it was still breakfast time. Nope, it is lunch. And then I started this puzzle that Amanda from the Curly Reader brought for me when we got together a couple weeks ago. It's like playbills from Broadway musicals, which I love. So I've already, let's see if I can so I've already done a good chunk of the edges and a few of the different ones in there. Sorry for that view. I have my second load of laundry just finished in the dryer, so I'm going to fold that. My third one will switch to the dryer, and I'm almost caught up on comments, and I've read. So I just finished listening to The Door in the Wall by Marguerite something, and it was good. Medieval story, which is kind of cool because I just read Crispin, which was also medieval. And we follow a young boy. It's actually, this one takes place even a little earlier, I think, because it's during the Black Plague. And there's a young boy whose father is off fighting for the king, and the mother is called to the queen to be a lady's maid, and he is being cared for by the people of their house. But then he gets, it sounds like maybe polio or something. He wakes up one day and he's now crippled. His legs are bent and misshapen, and he can't put any weight on them, and is forced to kind of rely on other people to care for him. And he ends up pissing off his nurse who's helping him. He throws the porridge one day because he's in a cranky mood, and he's kind of left stranded. And then this monk comes and saves the day. And begins to teach him how to continue to live even if life doesn't look the way that he thought it would. And the whole theme, the whole metaphor of there being a door in the wall, like when you think everything is closed off and there's no hope, you just walk along the wall and you will eventually find a door. And that theme popped up a couple different times during the story. It was cute. It was a good story. I enjoyed it. And I did it while I was working on this puzzle. Now, however, I would like to get up and get some other stuff done. I just got done talking with Jordan, and he's still in the hospital today, probably not coming home today. So I'm just going to go visit him later. Tomorrow, I have plans to go to DC area for a little bit, and I will share that with you if it happens. If Jordan comes home, then that probably won't happen for me, so it's all kind of still up in the air. I have a few more things to do, but I changed the sheets on my bed. I got a little bit of cleaning done here and there. I have a little bit more of that to do as well, and I need to get moving because I've been sitting here for a little while. So time to move. And I am, unfortunately, the other books that I picked out, I do not have available on audio. So I'm going to see if I can find maybe we'll see what I can find on audio. So let's go get some more stuff done. Hello. It is now 4:15 and I haven't done much since the last time I was on here. I did paint my nails. I did a little purple spring ombre type of deal, and did some Bible reading and watched a dumb high school movie. I don't even remember what it was called, but it was nice to just kind of veg out for a little bit. Now I'm going to go see Jordan. I did find a couple more Newberries on Scribd. So right now I'm listening to The Crossover by Kwame Alexander. That is the most current one that I haven't read other than Free Water, which I am still reading. I've read about 80 pages of that so far, and I'm really enjoying Free Water. This one, The Crossover, is about these twin brothers who play basketball and their dad, who used to be a professional basketball player. Just kind of about basketball, but also their family life, and I'm enjoying it. I thought I had read it before, but it's not marked on Goodreads and it's not marked on my Newbery list that I have, so I'm reading it. The audiobook is only, I don't know, less than 2 hours because it's in verse. It's a pretty quick one, so I will get that one read this afternoon. And then I found a few others as well on Scribd, so we'll see what else I get to later on today. But for now, it's 4 o'clock, 4:15, and I haven't gone to see Jordan yet. I want to go find out if he got his staples out today from his surgery last week. I don't know that they would do it today. Today's the day they're supposed to come out, but it's also a weekend and things are just always weird in the hospital on weekends. Not as many people are there and stuff, so we'll see. When I called him earlier, he has not had it done yet, and he hadn't heard if it was going to happen today or not, so I guess I'll go see. But I'll hang out with him for a little bit and then come home and do some sprints and continue cleaning tonight. I will check in later. So I've been planning to leave Jordan's room for a while, but we got stuck watching, what's the movie? What's it called?
San Andreas.
San Andreas with The Rock. Apparently we watched The Rock movies, because what was that other one we watched? Rampage was some The Rock movie too. Do you call him Rock or always The Rock?
The Rock.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson. So now we're watching San Andreas, and I have to know what's going to happen. Are they going to survive? Yes, of course they are. It's a movie. All right. Hello. It's 9 o'clock. I am home from the hospital. Did not plan on staying quite that long, but Jordan and I got watching a movie, so I wanted to stay and finish the movie with him and kind of make fun of it and all that jazz like we like to do. And then I just sat and worked on the puzzle a little more while I finished the audiobook of The Crossover by Kwame Alexander. I have read this before. I didn't remember until I was more than halfway in, but I will mark it now as read in all the places because I just read it again. It is a book in verse, so it's a quick read, and it is a lot about basketball, but really it's about these twin brothers who are growing up, and one of them gets his first kind of girlfriend, and the other one really feels lost without his brother, because his brother, JB, now wants to spend all his time with his girl, and Josh just feels a little alone. And their dad is a was a professional basketball player, but now has some health problems and doesn't like going to the doctor. And that has some consequences in here that broke my heart and definitely teared up a tiny bit. I didn't full on cry, but I teared up a little bit. It was just a sweet kind of almost coming of age of just these two brothers having a fight and how they get past it and dealing with their family issues. And basketball is a huge theme all the way through. And I loved it. It was very good. So finished my fourth. I read A Door in the Wall, William Blake's In, Crossover, and Crispin. So that's my fourth Newbery for the weekend. I am going to spend some time tonight. I just found some sprints on Bookish Gems channel. I really enjoy her. And it's some of the ladies like Keisha from A Book Like You and Rachel from Happy Go Lovey Sleeves. I'm not sure who Elizabeth is, but there's 4 friends on there tonight, and they're sprinting right now for the next half hour. So I'm going to sit and read Free Water in print. And then tomorrow, I've been doing a lot of texting tonight, making my plans for tomorrow. I do have to teach, so I need to look over my lesson one more time, and I will get that going. But I might pop in one more time tonight and just let you know how far I get in Free Water, but I'm really enjoying that one as well. So here we go. Time to read. Hello. It is time for me to go to bed. It's 10:52. I do need to quickly look at the lesson. I haven't done that yet, but I did do one little sprint just cleaning up in this room, putting some books away from book hauls that I've already shared but haven't put away. They were just stacked around. And I did read more in Free Water. I'm up to page 118 in this one. And then I also did a couple reviews on Goodreads. I'm a little bit behind in that because one of my goals this year is to write at least a couple sentence review for every book that I read. So I'm a little bit behind. So I'm trying to keep up, especially with Middle Grade March, where I'm reading a book a day. I don't want to get too far behind. Otherwise, it'll be a lot to catch up on. And then I also got out my journal for a little bit and added all the books. That pen is really light, but I've added all the books that I've read so far for my Middle Grade March spread. I'm at 19 middle grade only, and today's the 18th. So I'm doing really good. I have read 2 books that are not middle grade, but I'm not putting them on my list in my journal. So I'm at 21 total, and I know that I will read another book or 2 tomorrow during my little drive that I have. So that's good. I'm ahead of the game. Looking at my Newbery spreadsheet here, and I just crossed out or marked the ones that I have read this weekend already. And I am currently at 51 Newbery books read out of 102. And that means I'm at 50%. I'm at 50%. That's fabulous. I'm thrilled with that. And I will read a couple more before this weekend is over. So that will go up a little bit as well. So I'm doing good in my goal. I think so, if I do say so myself. Yay. So it was a productive evening. Got some cleaning done a little bit. Got some catching up in my bookish stuff. And now I need to go to bed after I look at the lesson one more time. Don't worry. I'm not going to go unprepared to the kids tomorrow. The goals for tomorrow are to do the dishes before church because I need to do the dishes and go to church, teach the kids. There's baptisms tomorrow, so that's fun. My lesson just has to be a little bit shorter because we're going to bring the kids upstairs because we do have a kid who's getting baptized, so we want the kids to see that. Usually the kids are not in the service, so we are going to let them be in the service for that part of it, which is awesome. And then as soon as church is over, I'm heading out of town. I told Jordan I'm not going to come see him tomorrow. I hung out with him a lot extra today, so that's fine. Not extra, but for a long time today. And I will keep you posted what goes on tomorrow. All right, good night. All right, happy Sunday. Hi. I was just about to get in my car a few minutes ago and realized I forgot to take a picture of our ministry report that I have to turn in every Sunday, so I had to walk all the way back down and all the way back down to the kids' room. It's like the opposite side of the church. I've been parking out here by the dumpster because I have to take out the trash each Sunday. So it makes sense to just park here and then be done. But then today, I just needed the extra exercise, I guess. Because now I'm going to sit in the car and drive for 2 hours. I'm headed to the DC area to meet up with some friends. We're going to go to 2nd and Charles, I think, which is, oh, my purse is inside my sweater. We're going to go to 2nd and Charles, which is a bookstore that's all over this part of the mid-east coastal region, and do some book shopping and then have dinner. And I'm very excited. You should get excited too, even though you don't know what it is yet. All right, that's all for me for now. I will let you know what I listen to down the road a bit. Okay, bye. Hey friends, sorry for this like up and down version right now, but my phone is on my little magnet thing in my car. I'm driving along. I'm listening to The View from Saturday by E.L. Konigsberg. It's my fifth would be Freewater. So I guess this is my 6th Newbery that I'm starting this weekend. And it's interesting structure because we kind of go back and forth between this quiz team, the 6th grade quiz team made up of 4 students in the same class, and the teacher talking about like why she chose these students. And then there's one question and a different person is answering each question, and then instead of getting their answer, we're getting a story, and their lives so far are all slightly connected. So these students are in New York, and all the stories are taking place in Florida. And I feel like the structure is really interesting, and the stories have been pretty good so far. And there was just a quote. I had to like make a voice note on my phone because I just didn't want to forget this quote, so I can find it and mark it in the book or something. I don't know. But the quote was, silence. Sometimes silence is a habit that hurts. Oof. That one made me like stop and think. As somebody whose tendency is to kind of isolate myself, but yet I also know that I need people in my life. But when I'm silent or when I pull away, that can hurt me and ultimately hurt others as well. And when you're quiet, like if someone asks you a question and you just use silence as almost a punishment, or I don't know, silence can be a habit that hurts. I thought that was a good line. I really liked it. All right, traffic is really bad right now. It's kind of annoying because it's Sunday afternoon. Why is traffic bad at 2:20 on a Sunday afternoon? It's really annoying, but it's not fun. And it's not fun to drive in this kind of traffic. I'm not a fan, but it gives me time to listen. Hi, I mean, are you not even gonna look that there's a car here? Rude. All right, I'm going back to my book. I made it to 2nd and Charles. This is the bookstore that I'm hanging out, and part 1 of the special surprise is here. It's Sarah.
I'm just gonna crash all of our vlogs from now on.
I know you were in the last one.
I was in the last one, yeah.
And we're waiting for part 2 to come. Traffic is the worst today, as I've already told you. So we're just gonna look at books while we wait. You were supposed to say, I'm here.
I just snuck up. I can't handle
It's traffic
here.
You made it.
This is Megan.
I found 4. 2 that I've already read, 2 that I haven't. 1 middle grade, 1 romance. Fun. I'm so sad. It's already coming to an end.
It was only a couple hours.
I know, it was very short. Tell me what middle grade books you read this month.
Ooh, Front Desk. I don't know how many authors though.
Kelly Yang.
And Otter.
Oh, that's a good one. So cute.
Oh, and the scary story one. The
Small Spaces.
Small Spaces. I should have looked for those books today.
ones are fun. I love it
Total,
because
like Goosebumps and R.L. Stein vibes.
like you read very little middle grade normally, so to have 3 in 1 month is amazing.
Yeah. And I still have a loan that I want to read. Oh my gosh.
Small spaces is fun. What middle grade did you read this month?
I read Coyote Sunrise.
Oh, it's so good.
Loved it. I read Otter. I read Coyote Sunrise and Otter. No, I read that one.
I forget what else you read. Otter.
So cute. What else did I read?
Did you read Crenshaw, the cat one? Crenshaw, no. Sarah doesn't remember. She'll get back to you. Go and check out her wrap up. That's right.
I think I read another one, but I don't remember.
That's okay.
About a Stone River story, though.
You read a little bit more middle grade.
A little bit.
Occasionally.
Yeah, occasionally.
I like don't ever. Influencers. What can I say? I love these ladies. All right, I made it home. I got to go see Lindsay and Sarah, and it was such a good time. Totally worth the 2-hour drive. I love those girls so, so much. I told Lindsay when she was coming in, I'm like, I will drive the 2 hours just to come and give you a hug. And I did. Here's the books that I got from Second and Charles today. I spent $13, I think, altogether, which wasn't bad. Yeah, $13.10. And I got 2 books that I've read before, like I said. So I love these covers of the 3 Rancheros series by Kate DiCamillo. I have an old version of Raymie Nightingale, and so I just got an updated one. This was $1.95, and it's in perfect condition. And then I got The Wild Robot Escapes. I really wish they had both of them, but they only had this one. So I just grabbed this in hardcover because I really liked this duology. And I think I heard that there's a 3rd one coming out soon. That's exciting. So I got this one. This one was $4.50. Then I did pick up a middle grade that I don't own, Book Scavenger. This one was $1.95 as well. This is just going to have some clues and codes and a little bit of a mystery where life is a game and books are the tokens. I'm excited about that. Just looks like puzzles and games and fun. And then I did grab a romance called The Lost Love Song by Minnie Dark. I picked this up because music is a big part of it. Concert pianist Diana is finally ready to marry her longtime fiance. She's even composing a beautiful love song for him, which she finishes while on tour. But before she can play it for him, though, tragedy strikes and Diana is lost to Ari forever. And then in Australian, Ari is really struggling to cope with his loss. And in Scotland, a woman named Evie is taking stock of her life after the end of another lackluster almost relationship. Years of wandering the globe and failing to publish her poetry have taken their toll. And she might be finally ready to find what her travels have never been able to give her, a real home. So then these two are going to come in contact with each other. So I love that there's a little aspect of grief in here, but also an aspect of music. I think it's going to be really good. My Wi-Fi wasn't working that great, so I didn't look up how steamy it might be. I'm hoping it's not too bad. It was a Once Upon a Book Club book box. So sadly, I don't have any of the gifts that it would have come with, but I'm hopeful for that love story, little romance. Fun romance. And now I have 6 books that I completed this weekend, and then I still didn't get very much farther into Free Water, but I'm about 100 pages into that one. But on the way there to DC today, I listened to The View from Saturday by E.L. Konigsberg. I loved this. But especially by the end, I think this is my favorite that I read this weekend. It was so sweet. I think I talked about the structure already, how at the beginning we were kind of going between this quiz bowl game. What do you call it? Challenge? Like meet? I don't know. There was a quiz bowl thing, but then we were getting to know these 4 kids who are on the quiz bowl team and their teacher who is a paraplegic. And it just was all about the power of kindness. And this son and his father from India opened up a new bed and breakfast, and they hosted tea there every Saturday at 4. It's just about how these 4 kids became such good friends. And it just was so sweet. It was so sweet. I really, really loved this. So that was a huge hit. And then on the way home, I listened to King of the Wind by Marguerite Henry, and this was just a horse story. I never went through a horse phase as a kid, but I thought this was cool. So it's about this horse who is from Morocco, and he's a stallion, and this little boy who is mute is a horse boy in Morocco. And the Sultan of Morocco gifts 6 stallions to the King of France, and 6 horse boys go with these 6 horses. They show up in France, and it just follows the story of this horse and the boy as they go from France and then on to England. And lots of like sad things happen to the horse and this boy who is mute, and a little cat that at one point joins the crew. I thought it was a sweet story overall of just the love between this boy and this horse. Like I said, not really an animal person, as you know, as many of you know. And it wasn't my favorite, but it was an interesting story. And I did like that Akbar, our main, the little boy, is Muslim. And so it did talk about him putting out his mat and praying to the east, and the fast of Ramadan was in here. So I thought that was interesting. A little glimpse into Islam here as well, which I thought was interesting. So I enjoyed this one, but probably it's just going to be a 3-star read for me. I would say The View from Saturday is going to be 4.5. I really, really liked that one. Then, just as a reminder, I also really loved The Crossover Yesterday by Kwame Alexander. Again, this is brothers, basketball, heartbreak, growing up kind of argument situation. I read A Visit to William Blake's Inn, which was poetry, just fun poems and really cool illustrations with lots of detail. It just was kind of a fun read. The last 2 were both medieval stories. So we have The Door in the Wall, which takes place during the Black Plague, about a young boy who was always told that he was supposed to grow up and be a knight. Things change when he falls ill and becomes crippled and unable to walk anymore, and things change for him. And he always has to look for the door in the wall to see the positive in the midst of the negative. Cute, short little story. And then also Crispin was medieval. This takes place right after the Black Plague, and I really enjoyed this one as well. 6 books completed, and 1 other one started, Freewater. So overall, I would say my Newbery weekend was a huge success. All right, so I just checked, and I have now completed 53 Newbery books, which is 52%. Yay! 51.9 something. So just about 52%, which is fabulous. Which is fabulous. And a little bit better than my NetGalley percentage. So I'm going to wrap things up here. I need to get all of these clips onto my computer and go to bed because it's 10:45 and work is going to come early in the morning. But thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you enjoyed getting a little glimpse into the Newbery side of things in my middle grade reading. And I'm so glad that I read 6 books this weekend. Holy moly. I'm well ahead of a book a day. So I can pick up some of the bigger ones maybe and not fall too far behind before the end of the month. Should be good. And that's going to be it for me. Thank you so much for watching. Like I said, I really appreciate you for being here, and I look forward to talking with you in another video very soon. Bye.